And we are live. Do you ever get tired of the routine, the cooking, the cleaning, the laundry, and doing all the things? Well, on tonight's episode of Homemaking with Purpose, we're going to get into how to fall in love with your house again. You don't just break up after 10, 20, or 30 years. You've got too much invested, so you've got to put in some effort to revitalize your relationship. And tonight, we're going to talk about how to do that with your home. The past 2 weeks, we've been talking about the power of routines. Routines for homemaking and homekeeping, routines for working moms, for stay-at-home moms, routines for seasoned homemakers. Routines can be your best friend. We've had some great, amazing discussions. And if you missed that, I will link those episodes in the description box below because they were simply amazing. But I've also been approached by those homemakers who are just tired of it all. Been there and done that for many years, and they just might see it as a never-ending story. Well, tonight I'm going to give you 7 tips and a few bonuses about how to fall in love with your house again. And if we're lucky, we may have a couple of seasoned homemakers to jump on and share how they've handled or not handled well the never-ending task of homemaking and homekeeping. Now, let me just drill down on the definition of homemaker because it's important. A homemaker is anyone making and keeping a home. It could be just you. It could be you and your boo, meaning your guy, your partner, your wife, your friend, or you and family. But if you're working to create a warm and cozy and nurturing space to live in, you're creating a home. So you're a homemaker. We are not going to define this as narrowly as it was in the 1950s. So remember when you first moved into your home. Do you remember how excited you were to do all the things? How carefully you put things away and you decided where to place this or where to place that? It had to be just so. And what's it like now? So now let me ask you, if you're on the replay or if you're here in the chat, have you ever just got tired of your homemaking routine, of the constant need to cook, clean, and do laundry, to do all the things? Tell me in the chat, or if you're on the replay, in the comment section. I want to hear from you. And before I forget, welcome to Homemaking with Purpose, where we bring to you the best ideas, interviews, and information for today's homemaker. I am Denise Jordan, your host, and tonight's episode of Homemaking with Purpose is brought to you by Apron Diva. Pretty and practical, we believe that an apron can be a homemaker's best accessory. And one of the things that I want to share with you guys tonight is that our homemaking mentoring program, Homemaking 201, Mastering Your Homemaking Journey, is up and the cart is open. I've been asked about this for a while and I finally stopped running away. I felt like I was Jonah in the belly of the whale, running away from something God had called me to do. And I finally decided to quit running. And so here it is. We're going to start the first mentoring session on March 30th. We're only going to take 10 in the first group. So it's up on our website. And again, you just have to go to our www.aprondiva.com and then click on Homemaking 201 up in the menu bar, and you can find out all about it, and then you can add it to your cart. And like I said, we're only going to take 10, and the cart is open now, and the cart closes on March 18th. So if you miss this session, then you'll have to go on the waiting list for the next one. Okay, so there's that. So like I said, you can check us out at www.aprondiva.com. So tip number 1 is going to be to switch it up by rearranging. Move the furniture around. Doing something as simple as moving the furniture around can make a huge difference. The room looks different. It may feel a little bit different. And the new arrangement can be rejuvenating. So consider rearranging the furniture. And if you can't move the big pieces around, like the sofa, the love seat, or the chairs, then just change up your accessories. Maybe a new throw pillow or items of decor can make a huge difference. So consider switching it up a bit by rearranging some of the things in your space. Now, let me look over here and check the chat and see what people are saying about whether or not they've just gotten tired of it all. All right, so we've got several people on tonight. So, hey, Rain, hey, Joe, hey, Michelle at My Everyday Wife Life. So glad to see all of you guys here with us. So let's just see what people are saying about, and someone said, hello, Miss Leona. Okay, I see Leona's popping in here too. So hello to all of you. And so Blue Skies is just a reminding everyone that a homemaker is anyone who is making and keeping a home. If you're home, even if it's just one room and it's you are still a homemaker. And Tony wants to know if I recommend any bathroom cleaning projects to substitute bleach. Vinegar. I use vinegar. You can use that to replace bleach or baking soda. And let's see. Tony says loves cooking, but not a fan of mopping floors. Michelle says she gets bored easily, so she maybe can have her routine up once in a while, or rather switches it up once in a while. And Blue Skies said, switch out by rearranging the furniture. Oh, yeah. So let's talk about that very first tip that I have is to switch it up by rearranging. And again, that rearranging can be the furniture and it can be some other things. Maybe the things you have on the wall in your room or something like that. And then tip number 2 is to try a new fragrance. And let's talk about that new fragrance. When you think about exploring a new fragrance, we are quick to explore a new fragrance for our bodies, maybe a new body wash with a new scent, new perfume, maybe some different scrubs and things like that. But let's explore some new scents for our homes. I like to try the seasonal scents from Mrs. Meyer's. I get most of my cleaning products from the Grove Collaborative, and they have all the new scents. And Mrs. Meyer's will put them in, and they come in early. And so I like to get them there. And I certainly like to get the seasonal scent. So, for example, in the spring, the lilac scent always comes out. And I always like to get maybe a couple, 2 or 3 bottles of that because I just love the fragrance of the lilac scent. So I will switch it up seasonally with scents like that. And here's the thing. The scent or the fragrance can be in the form of a cleaning product, a room spray, You can layer your scents. For example, I might use a lavender scent in the spray mop when I'm mopping the floors. And then I might have a lavender scent in the spray bottle that I'm using to clean in the bathrooms and the kitchen and different things like that. Maybe I've even got a lavender scented toilet bowl cleaner or lavender beads to put in the wash when I'm doing the laundry. Something that I can layer the scent throughout the house and it smells so nice and fresh, makes me think of spring, helps me to switch it up a bit. And then here's something else you can do. I don't, but you can do, is to use candles and diffusers. I do have some diffusers, but right now my diffusers are diffused out. But whenever I light a candle, if I walk out of the room, my husband puts it out. So I really don't do candles very much, but there are those women and men who love candles. Candles can add such a nice fragrance to your room. So you can also switch it up by trying a new fragrance. So let me ask you, how do you feel when you try a new scent? It doesn't matter if it's a perfume or body wash for you or if it's something for your home. How does it make you feel? I know when I get a new body wash or maybe a new body scrub, I can't wait to try it and I feel so excited about it. So when I get my new scents from the Grove Collaborative and I got my new lilac scent, I am so excited to clean and to use my scent. So there is that. So how does it make you feel? And then I'm going to refresh the topic for those of you who joined us late. And then we have a special guest who's going to join us. So, for those of you who are just joining in, we are talking about ways to fall in love with your home again. And if you're a young homemaker and looking for mentoring, or even a seasoned homemaker who needs some tweaking, my Homemaking 201, Mastering Your Homemaking Journey. Notice I didn't say the homemaking journey, but mastering your homemaking journey because it's different for each of us is now open. There are 10 spots available in this first session. So if you are interested, go to the website at www.aprondiva.com and click on the Homemaking 201 in the menu bar and check it out. Or send me an email at thisthandthatwithdenise@gmail.com and we can talk about it. But okay, we have a special guest who is joining us tonight. Boom, we got Miss Leona in the house.
Hello, hello. It's so
Hello,
good to be
how are
here.
you? I am so glad that you could join us tonight. I'm going to back up just for a second
Mhm.
since you are here. And one of the first tips that I talked about was to switch it up for a bit of rearranging. So let's say, Leona, let me ask you first of all, do you ever just get tired and you've fallen out of love with your home and you need to do something to revive the relationship?
Absolutely. When you've been in a home, in my case, I've been in this particular house for over 30 years. And so, because of that, probably once a year, I get the itch to just
Mhm.
absolutely change everything. And, we can't afford to do that.
No.
So, it is nothing for that to hit me at about 5 o'clock in the morning. And I will start moving furniture. And the big guy will come downstairs and go, "What happened?
Like,
What have you
what's wrong
done?"
with you?
Because I have to move things, I have to change things, and I just recently went through one of those moments and totally turned my dining room around. It had pretty much been the same way for quite a few years, and so I turned it around, had it repainted, changed the color, and just now I'm happy and I can breathe.
Okay.
And so I think we
And
need to do
somebody
that.
got a new kitchen too.
Well, we won't talk about that, but
All
yes, I
right.
did. Yes,
'Cause
yes,
I'm
we
like,
did. That was fun. That was fun. That was really fun. But
okay,
of course, those kinds of moves we can't do often. Whoops.
no.
Uh-oh. I did
You
something
fine.
here trying.
You here?
Hold on, I'm here. Can you see? Oh,
Yeah,
oops.
we say you're just fine. We're not having any problems.
Okay, okay. So I I change things all the time, but we have to think of how much money do we have in the pocket? Can
Mhm.
we afford to change out the curtains, the whatever, the drapes?
Exactly.
So I typically I have a stash, as he calls it, of drapes, and I moved them from room to room. I borrow from one room to the other. So
Okay.
when I get tired of a look in one place, I move it over to somewhere else.
Okay, and then tip number 2 was to try a new fragrance. And I talked about how I like to use some of the seasonal scents that
Mhm.
Mrs. Myers has. And I'll link my Grove Collaborative link in the description box below. But what do you do do you do anything in regards to fragrances in your home?
Oh, I do. Monthly, I use Yankee candles,
Mm.
and I typically use a large jar, especially in the kitchen. And I, like you, as soon as I would light that candle, if I walked away, someone we know would come along and blow it out.
Mhm.
So, what I found was that I could get a warmer that you can just sit the jarred candle on. You don't have to light it.
Oh, the
And
wax melt.
it's a little warmer that
Mhm.
goes underneath, like a cup warmer that you used to have, that you could have in your office, and
Yes.
you sit your jar on there, and, they're a lot newer and nicer than what they used to be, but, I could just place my jar there, and in the evening, just move the jar, it turns off, and we're good to go. So the fire issue is taken care of, and
Mhm.
yet still you still have the fragrance. So I probably change the fragrance every month as far as the candle's concerned. But I do love sampling Mrs. Myers, and I usually get the dishwashing liquid, the
Mhm.
all-purpose spray, and whatever else in that fragrance, so that I have it all over the house and I'm using it everywhere.
And you can layer it throughout the house. Okay, I like.
Mhm,
All
mhm,
right. Well, tip number 3, back to the chat now. Tip number 3 is to declutter. And what I encourage you all to do is to pick a space in your home and declutter. And I suggest you pick the space that's causing you the most stress at this time. Like, for example, I think it was last week, I decluttered my silverware drawer because it was
mhm.
driving me crazy. It was hard to get open, and there was just too many things in it. I had trouble finding what I needed, and so I decluttered that drawer. And Leona, I cannot tell you how good it feels to be able to slide the drawer open. Everything is in its place, and it's not a mess. And it just makes me feel good about the kitchen, that one little space has been cleaned up and decluttered, and it really has given me a renewed joy in my kitchen. So I really do like that.
Mhm.
Um, and so when I say to declutter, also, you can choose something in your home that can be done very inexpensively. And every time you look at the beauty that the newly reorganized space is, you will feel pleasure.
Absolutely.
Tip
Abs
number 4 is to tackle a cleaning project you've put off.
Oh,
Now, for me, I had put off that silverware drawer. And so finally, when I got to it, I felt really good about it. But if you think about it, though, like what needs doing that you've been putting off? You can make a list of what those things are. You can create a project plan if need be from that particular item. Let's say you've got a guest room that has been turned into a storage room and you need to get it all cleared out. You have no joy in that room. But what you could do is create a project plan and get that room all sorted out. And you'll feel so good to walk by and just kind of appear in the room and everything looks nice and clean. Or maybe you decide, you know what, I haven't cleaned these baseboards in a while, especially if you've got like white baseboards. If you've got a house with a lot of white woodwork, it can get kind of grungy pretty quickly, and so you have to stay on top of those. Maybe it's your windows that need cleaning. Maybe
Mhm.
it's a closet. You could even shine your sink and clean your garbage disposal, but you'll feel so good when these tasks are done. And again, it'll just make you love that space even more. And what you'll really enjoy is the feeling of accomplishment. So, Leona, what do you have to say about that, about tackling a cleaning project you've been putting off? Certainly, you don't have one of those.
Well, you're gonna laugh. We have guests who are going to be coming in about a month, and the guest room has probably looked the same. Well, we'll say all the way through COVID.
Mhm.
And so then it was on. I had to get this room cleaned up. But, when I looked at it initially, it really felt overwhelming because there was just so much to do. So I did what you have suggested of doing the 15 minutes. So
Ah,
I did that throughout January and into February. And guess what? It's finished
what?
yesterday. That's from curtains to windows to the cleaning to the works. Everything's done. And so I put on new bedding, the whole works. And so certainly when you break those projects down, it makes it so much easier. And so now I'm looking at a project again because it just seems like projects multiply. As soon as you finish one, you spot another one. So now I have to go in the kitchen, and oh my goodness, this is what I plan to show my friends and family that I have a pantry issue. And yes, my pantry has become a disaster area. Don't ask me how. I don't know how it happens.
Imagine how.
Ah, but anyway, so I need to go in there and I need to pull everything out and reorganize. So that's going to be the next big project.
Okay. Okay. Let me just go over to the chat and just see what's going on. And I did get a question from Blue Skies, and I think I've already answered it though, but it was from Tony, wanting to, isn't that a singing group? But wanted to know if I recommended any bathroom cleaning products to substitute for bleach. And yes, when I clean my bathroom, if I'm not using something like this, Mrs. Meyer's, like all purpose cleaner, something like that, especially when I'm cleaning the bathroom up here and I've got the shower surround or the tub to clean, I will use a combination product, a homemade product of 1 part Dawn dishwashing liquid, one
Mhm.
part vinegar, and 1 part water. So they're equal parts of those. I put them in a spray bottle and you spray it on. Because here's the thing, Tony, you got to let the cleaning product do its work. You can't spray it on, then start wiping it off. You spray it on, and then while it's sitting, you can be cleaning in another area. Then you go back and clean it off, and then that will help you get that done. So that was the question. So there's that. And then let's see, we already did Michelle's where she said she gets bored easily, so needs to switch up her routines. Um, So Michelle's going to try maybe the clean mama routine. Now, Michelle and I both kind of do the fly lady. I pretty much do the fly lady almost exclusively, and I pretty much stick to it. Michelle leans into the fly lady system and she tweaks it to make it work for her. But she's thinking about trying the clean mama routine this year. And
Mhm.
that's a good way to switch it up, Rochelle. Try a new cleaning routine. Give you something just a little bit different to think about. And then Dana said this is a good topic. So Michelle said she can't move the furniture around, but she can move the decor around, and she's trying not to buy new stuff. Boom! We are
That's
not
it.
buying new stuff,
Mhm.
trying to declutter,
That's
but
it.
move those things around. So I think you're
Mhm.
able example of how you will move drapes and different pieces of decor from one room and put them into another. So yes, I do the same thing. So Rain says that she will, new curtains changes everything for her. And she said the toilets are down for the fall where they'll get new toilets, I guess, to put in the bathroom, either that or new cleaning projects for the toilets. Not sure. Oh, she said she will put that task off until she can't anymore. You know what though, Rain? Cleaning the toilet, really, the bathroom is not that bad. I do a daily swish and swipe, which
Me
is
too.
you wipe down the bathroom mirror, wipe out the sink so you get all the toothpaste and all that kind of stuff out of it, and then swish the toilet. And if you do that every day, it stays presentable. You can
Mhm.
spray in some a multi-purpose cleaner like this. You can spray in a bathroom cleaner or a toilet bowl cleaner that is maybe a natural type product that smells pretty good. So yeah, so if the toilets are your downfall, just do that daily swish and swipe and they should be fine. You could
Mhm.
even use I've got the Arm& and Hammer cleaning wipes, and they're like a baking soda type product. Put on, you can put on some gloves or not because it's your own dirt in your own bathroom. And you could just wipe the toilet seat down with one of those cleaning wipes and then switch the toilet bowl and you're done with the toilet. So they're not that bad. Let me ask you this. Have you ever had a baby? If you ever had a baby, you have never cleaned up anything that can be so stinky as a baby. I mean, I'm telling you, when you have a baby, you're cleaning up pee and poop and vomit and any
Oh,
stop. It's
oh.
out one end or it's coming out the other
Mhm.
continuously until they are able to take their own bath. You're cleaning up
Mhm.
poop. That is certainly a whole lot easier than cleaning, I'd rather a whole lot harder than cleaning a toilet. But people
You're
don't think
right.
about it the same way. But it's the same product, it's just in a different place. So just kind of think about it that way. Okay, hey Michelle again. Let's see. Oh, now Michelle gave the idea of you can paint. If you
Mhm.
get the whole room, you could just do an accent wall, and an accent wall
Mhm.
is certainly a good idea
Mhm.
because what that does is it allows you to put an accent in one area, but the rest of the room is somewhat of a neutral. So that's very nice.
Mhm.
And then Deb says she changes up the essential oils in her diffusers. I just bought some
Mhm.
essential oils. I have to figure out how to use them, but I typically will use the different sprays and things like that. And then I'll have some diffusers that have like the little wicks or straws that stick up, and it creates a scent that way. So I like that. So Blue Skies loves the lilac scent. She says she's going to buy 5 bottles of it when it comes out again. That's one of the ones for spring. And then Michelle said her husband blows out her candles too. So it must be a guy thing.
So
Yeah.
ours are not the only ones.
So Rain likes lemon scents. Okay. Lemon is
Mm,
such a nice, clean fragrance as
it
well.
does.
And let's see. Hey, there's our little sister, Jerry Barber, is on as well, too.
Oh, good.
So Michelle worries about the essential oils in the diffuser with pets. So if you have kittens and different things like that, you're going to need to do a little bit more investigation of your own. But
Mhm.
Amethyst, and I forgot what you said your name was, Amethyst. She says every month she tries a new Febreze scent. So I like
Mm.
that idea.
Mhm.
And then Michelle also uses the jar warmer that you talked about. So I like
Oh,
that.
good. I love that.
And then Dana's husband has emphysema, so she can't like I
Oh.
can do. All right, so let's see. So Joe, if you can't handle scents or candles, then you just have to figure out what can you do different for you.
Mhm.
Oh, looky here. My two favorite YouTube divas and chat friends. Hello, Ronnie. We are so
Hi,
glad
Ronnie.
you're with us. They're going to nominate us for president and vice president. I'm with it.
All right.
I'm with it.
Oh.
So, Nita, when you decluttered your 3 junk drawers, how did you feel? How did you feel about your home? How did it make you feel when you had that all done? Let
Mhm.
us know. And Blue Skies, if I miss it, make sure that I catch it. Now, Michelle says when she cleans out her pantry and her fridge, it makes her enjoy cooking again and not dread it. And that is
Absolutely.
something for us to think about. So when you just
Mhm.
do one little thing, it makes you enjoy something else.
That's
So
true.
I like it. And when you can find everything, it just makes it easier
Makes
to
it
do
easier.
some of those everyday tasks. So Lola, Linda, it's good to have you with us. She said she changes her decor every season and every
Mhm.
holiday because she gets bored. And that's why Hobby Lobby does big business because we get bored. And so we switch it out every season or every holiday.
Mhm.
So yes, that is certainly a way to fall in love with your home.
Absolutely.
Let's see. Oh, this is hilarious. So Nita B says she's still a comment person in the bathroom. She hasn't found a stain that she couldn't get rid of. You guys, Nita, I have to tell you, I saw a short on YouTube the other day that had me cracking up. And I cannot remember this guy's name. Blue Skies, if you can remember his name, if you could put it in the chat, I'd appreciate it. But his topic was Black people season everything. It was called Black People Season Everything. So you saw him in the kitchen. He's dancing all around and he's sprinkling salt and pepper and whatever he's cooking. Then you see him in the living room and he's sprinkling some kind of carpet cleaner all over the floor. It looked like some kind of baking soda. Then he's in the bathroom and he's sprinkling Comet in the bathtub and in the sink. And I had to laugh. And me and Blue Sky just fell out because our father always loved to use Comet, and we use
Mhm.
Comet to clean everything. So that made me think of that. It was hilarious to see
Oh.
that made me think of that. But yeah, he loved Comet too. So there she's talking about how our dad used Comet for everything.
Mhm.
So now, Danny said she likes the clean linen scent, and I have
Mhm.
the True Earth washing eco strips, and I have
Mhm.
the clean linen scent. And then you
Mhm.
can get like a something similar like that in like dryer sheets if that's what you like to use. Or one of the things that Michelle at My Everyday Wife Life taught me to do was you could squirt some drops of essential oils on your dryer balls and put those in the dryer, and then you can get some scents into your clothing. So you can certainly layer those scents throughout your home. So and
Oh,
that's
yeah.
a huge difference. And my sister from another Mr. Cal is here. Hey, Cal, I am so glad to see you. Let's see. Uh, Blue Skies doesn't remember his name. Power Paste. I've not heard of Power Paste. Have you?
No, is that like the pink stuff that you get in the round tin?
I don't know. We'll have
Mhm.
to sort see what that is. Now, Lola, or her name is Linda, she likes
Mhm.
to use Yankee Candle air fresheners in her
Mhm.
car, the apple scent. And then Nita says cleaning her junk drawers made her feel so good. She cleaned out the silverware drawer. Then her husband thought he needed more. So he bought, oh my goodness, 2 more sets, overflowed again. Now that is too funny. So I
That's
asked my
funny.
husband if he had noticed that I had decluttered the flatware drawer. He says, yeah, because there's not like many forks and spoons in there. Said he looked in there and there wasn't any in there. Well, they were all in the dishwasher. Well, even in the drawer itself, I still probably have at least 10 forks and spoons and all of that. And it was just time to run the dishwasher. I'm like, we don't need 20 of each of them in there.
I'm trying to see if I can show you that power paste. It's by Scrub Daddy.
Okay.
Hold on.
Power Paste by Scrub Daddy. I will check that
Uh-huh.
out. I'll write that down. I got a new cleaning product today, but I haven't tried it yet because it just came in the mail. So we'll see how well I like it.
Let's see if I can get. Let's see. I don't know.
So blue skies was one. Oh, you got it? Okay, let's see.
It's. I don't know if it's gonna show up like it should, but
Okay, I see it.
there it is.
Power paste. Yeah, natural
Mhm.
cleanser. I'll give that a try. Thank you for sharing that with us. I wrote it down and I'll order some. I've got to put in an order to Amazon, so I'll try to get some of those. Now, Blue Skies wants to know, where can I get the laundry sheets? She's looked at Target and Walmart, but they only have dryer sheets and not laundry sheets. Typically, the eco strips like True Earth,
Earth Breeze is
Earth Breeze
one.
and all those, you
Mhm.
typically have to get those from online from the company itself. I do have a link in the description box for True Earth, and if you want to get some of those, you can. Like, you can click on it, the link, and go and check that out. And then Miss Leona may have some that she's going to show us.
Here's the. I got it yesterday. I haven't opened it, but I have it on a regular delivery basis. The Earth
The
Breeze.
Earth Breeze. I was going to try that one next. I have not tried that yet. How do you like it?
I really like it. It cleans well. And so far, I use it predominantly with colored clothes. That's
Mhm,
not to say that you can't use it with white, but you know, I'm a bleach girl and an OxyClean girl in
mhm.
adding to that. So, and I haven't done that yet. I just throw it in and we're good to go. And typically, I'm able to use half a sheet rather than a whole sheet, just because there's only two of us.
That's the
So,
nice thing about those eco strips, is that you can just tear them in half or tear them into thirds, depending upon how much you actually need. And it's like it's pre-measured. So I really enjoy using the eco strips. And so
mhm.
I'll have the True Earth linked in the description box below. And wait a minute. Let's see. Um, oh, so Ronnie puts essential oil on her air conditioner filters. And
Oh,
then Amethyst likes to use the Downy Fresh Scent beads in her wax warmer. Okay, that's a good idea. And then Rain said that the power paste is made by Scrub Daddy, so she's put it on
mhm.
here, and it's really good without having to scrub hard. I'll put a link to that in the description box as well. And then Jerry says she's gotten some laundry detergent sheets from the Grove Collaborative. Yes, you can get some from the Grove Collaborative as well. Jerry, how do you like the ones from the Grove Collaborative? I've not tried their
Mm.
laundry detergent sheets from the Grove. I usually get their other things, but I've got to put in an order next month, and so I'll see about trying those. But Jerry, how do you like theirs? Uh, okay. Okay. Oh, listen at Lola. Rather, I should say, Linda says she would like a real scrub daddy to come clean her house. I ain't mad at you. I am not mad at you. I wouldn't mind having that happen either. That is too funny. Too funny. Okay, let me get back on task. So let's see, where are we? We were doing, oh, wait. Let me get the comments off the screen. There we go. So we had just looked at tip number 4, which was tackle a cleaning project you put off. And I will just give a real quick recap for those of you that have joined us late. Tip number 1 was to switch it up a bit by rearranging your rooms. You can move your furniture, your decor, drapes, that kind of thing. Tip number 2 was to try a new fragrance. Tip number 3 was to declutter a space. Tip number 4 was to tackle a cleaning project you've been putting off. And we've been talking about that. And then tip number 5 is do something sweet for your house. Now, Fly Lady Cat is doing a series for the month of February that is called Home Sweet Home for her Patreons. And I think she's also talking a little bit about it on her channel. So if you're not familiar with Fly Lady Cat, I will link her in the description box so you can check her out. But she says you should do something sweet for your house every day for the month of February. But think about doing something sweet for your house, like take her up on that challenge. But also every month, think about doing something sweet for your house. And it doesn't have to be something huge. So when she first started the series, one of the things that I did was I put out a new welcome mat on my front porch. Now, I had bought the welcome mat and had it in a bag probably for a couple of weeks. Blue Skies and I had gone to either Target or Hobby Lobby, but I just hadn't put it out yet. So I thought, oh, this is a good time to go and put that welcome mat out. And it says, welcome to our home. Nothing special, fancy, but it was just nice and cute. Another day, I dug out a heart-shaped plaque that had like some floral buds and things on it and put it on my front door. And it's red, and so it's, it's heart-shaped like for Valentine's and Valentine's Day. But it's nice for this season of the year. And it wasn't something that I bought. I had it for 2 or 3 years. So I looked in my holiday decor and I found it in there and I put that up on the door. Another day, and this was Blue Sky's fault. She and I went to Home Goods. I had not intended to go to Home Goods. And we went to Home Goods, but I picked up this vase of tulips. Aren't
Oh,
you
that's pretty.
beautiful? And I thought these are going to sit, well, they do sit on the table in my entryway. So I did something sweet for my entryway by just sitting these on the table. Now, my entryway is not very big. There's not much in it. There's like a little table when you come in. Above that is like a little lamp, and there's a mirror on the wall. And then to the right is the landing. Well, I switched out the pictures in the landing, I think on another video when I was doing like a 15-minute task in the entryway, and I put up some new paintings there. Now, when I say new paintings, these are just different paintings because they were artwork that my husband had done. They were either hanging up in his studio or behind the closets. Or behind the sofa. We have so many pieces of art, I cannot possibly display all of them. He's a retired art teacher, so he does a lot of things on his own, but then he would also, whenever they were starting a new project in school, he would do a sample. Mm-hmm. So I switched out the paintings in the hallway and they look so nice. We used to have pictures of the kids up there and all that, but when we got the entryway painted, we didn't put those back up, and I hung 2 of his paintings and it looks so nice. Very minimal, but very nice. And then this adds just the right little spot of color. So I'm really glad to have that.
Well, Denise, the nice thing about that vase with the flowers is that it's mobile. So when you want to change up the entryway, you can put it somewhere else.
Yes.
And it will have a whole new look.
Yes. Right, exactly. So I really like that. So thank you for that suggestion, is that when I'm ready to move it somewhere else, I can do that. I can put it in the living room when I want to put something else out there when we get to look more and more and more into spring decor. But I tell you though, Leona, I felt so good just to come down the steps. And as I'm coming down, when I get to a certain spot, I can see the top of these flowers as I'm walking down. Or if you come in my front door, you see this little pop of color, or on the way up the steps. It's just so nice. And it makes me feel so good about the entryway. It's nice and clean and it's simple, but it makes me love that area even more. Mm-hmm. So what are some ways that you guys can think of to do something sweet for your home? So let me hear if you're on the replay, put it in the comment section. But if you're in the chat, what can you do that's sweet for your home? So I need to come back over here to comments. So what can you do that's sweet for your home? Does he have a YouTube channel to display his art? No, he won't. Let's do something else. While you guys are chatting, let me show you something else that he does. He is so artistic. And Does Conway fish at all, Leona?
Not really. Not really. Oh,
Look
all of
at
his
the
little
jigs.
and so neat. All of
Sometimes I
his
ask him, is he 7 or is he 70? Because one day I was putting away some laundry and I looked down and I'm like, ah, there was one of these little bugs. One of these little bugs
Oh.
was on the laundry. Or sometimes what he'll do, and I know I'm digressing, people, I'm sorry. He'll come walking in, and he'll just say, honey, blah, 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 blah. And I look, and then there's like this big thing on his shoulder. And I'm like, are you 7 or what?
That's cute.
Yes. But so no, he doesn't display his art, and he makes enough of those for the free world, and then he gives them away to all his buddies when fishing season starts.
Mhm.
Oh, listen. Okay, so I'm going to back up for a second. So Ronnie likes flowers in the foyer and the entry. And like I like to watch Inspired by Nikki, and she uses a lot of fresh flowers. She's got a huge flower garden. She uses a lot of fresh flowers, but see, she's in Nevada,
Okay.
Las Vegas area, where it's
Mhm.
or Arizona, one of those two. And it's warm most of the year round. Well, like, we don't have any flowers growing around here right now. So I got to have like artificial. And Michelle said her 12-year-old daughter just got home from church. And there's Denise and Leona. She's got to watch it. Oh, that is so cute. Her daughter likes it. I'm glad.
I love that.
Ronnie,
Can't stress you
if your husband's a fisherman, if he needs some jigs, send me your address. I'll send you a couple. Trust me, we got a lot of them. Okay, so Duncan Party of 6, and I think I've forgotten your name because
Tamara.
Tamara. She
Mhm.
decorates for the different seasons and holidays, especially spring and Easter for the kids. She often puts out fresh flowers in random places. I love fresh flowers. And when I
Yeah.
get groceries, sometimes I'll just buy some at the grocery store and take them home. And I'll usually put them on the kitchen table
Mhm.
because that's where I'm at most of the time. But I
Mhm.
love fresh flowers.
I do too.
And so now, for those of you whose husband has a hobby and he does paints and builds models and draws, use some of those things to add interest and decor in your home. You don't have
Mhm.
to always buy something new, and then move those things around. So maybe like you might have some pottery bowls and different things like that, put out a new collection. And if you group them together, that makes more of a statement. So think about how you can use the things that your family members create to decorate your home.
Mhm.
And then Carol needs a new wreath arrangement for her front door, and she enjoys making them. Yes, I get
Me
it.
too.
I have to see if I have a spring wreath. I know I bought one at one time, but whether or not it's still here or decluttered or what, I don't know. So blue skies, you have to use silk flowers because then you can rinse those off.
Mhm.
Okay. Okay, so now Nita B likes to use those flags, those kind of flags that you can hand out, put out on your front porch or on your door.
Mhm.
They kind of flutter. She likes to change those out depending on the season or the holiday. All right. So there's that. And Jerry, did you get that box I sent you? Let me know. I want to make sure you did. I think I have the address correct. But anyway, do something sweet for your home was um
Number 4?
I think it was number 5.
Fine.
Do
Okay.
something sweet for your home. That was what we were talking about. So think about what you can do that's sweet for your home that can create new interest for you. And then tip number 6 is on that same line, and that's add some new decor. And
Mhm.
that new decor could be where you are switching out some hobbies or some things that your family members have created. Maybe you did like I did, and your sister took you to Home Goods, and you ended up spending more money than you intended when by buying a few goodies there. There were a couple things I thought, oh shoot, I should have got that jam that I saw and I didn't get it. So like, I should go back and get some more. But add some new decor, or as Miss Leona said, swap that decor around. Swap those curtains that maybe were in the kitchen and put them in another room. That kind of thing. And like I said, I switched out my entryway by using some of my husband's art. And it just makes it look so much nicer and just so clean. I used to have this big giant container that was shaped like a vase, and I had all kinds of flowers coming up. And whenever I sat on that landing and took a picture in front of it, it looked like I had flowers growing up out of the middle of my head. And I just like it so much better with that vase not there and nothing there, just the pictures on the wall. And it's just nice and clean. So it's made me enjoy that space better. And I'll switch out some other decor for the season. So think about that. And like I said, maybe you've got a collection of things that you can display differently. So again, let me refresh the topic for those of us that just joined us. We are talking about falling in love with your home again. What are some things that you can do to revive the relationship that you have with your home? And if you're a young homemaker or a seasoned homemaker that feels like you need some tweaking, I have opened my mentoring program, my Homemaking 201, Mastering Your Homemaking Journey. And notice I said your homemaking journey. I'm only taking 10 in the first session. And it's on my website. And I guess I should show that again. Share my screen and share my screen. So again, I've got it here on my Apron Diva website. If you look right here in the menu bar, it's right there. This little page here gives you all the information about it. And then over here, you've got the price, and you can just add it to your cart. And there's a variety of different ways that you can pay using different mechanisms that Shopify has set up. So please, if you're so inclined, check it out. So I finally stopped running away, Leona, and trying to get that started.
I see. That's wonderful.
I was going to call you a couple of different times, but I thought Leona's busy. She ain't got time to talk. So I didn't. I was begging these guys the heck out of her.
Oh.
Tip number 7 is to clean with purpose. Now, we're already always doing all the things, but here's something I want you to think about. Clean with purpose. And what I mean with that is that even if it's just you and your boo, or you and your family, you deserve a clean, comfortable, cozy, and nurturing home. So clean with the idea that you are doing this for yourself and for your family. And think about it from the perspective that you get to do this. I was thinking about like those people that had that earthquake in Turkey and Syria. They would love to be able to clean their homes right now.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, so think about how blessed you are that you've got a space to call your own for you and your family, and you get to clean it. You get to do laundry. You get to create and make a home. And I always say that homemaking is an art and a science. Art is the things that you do to beautify the space, how you use yourself to beautify the space. And then the science is the science behind what you're doing, nourishing meals, what kind of products you use to clean with, whether it's vinegar, not mixing certain products, and those kinds of things. So clean your space with renewed purpose. Think about when you
Mhm.
first moved into that space. If you were a young wife or a new bride, or you were setting up housekeeping with your partner for the first time, how excited you were and the different kind of things you did, and you guys created your routines. Think about that. And so clean with purpose. And it could be in addition to cleaning with renewed purpose, but again, decluttering with purpose and that kind of thing. And so I do have some bonus tips for you. And bonus tip number one is to start a new habit.
Mhm.
Start a new habit. And maybe it's something you do for you and your boo, or maybe
Mhm.
it's something you do for you and your family. And the habit doesn't have to be something super, it could be something simple. For example, my husband and I eat most of our meals together. We just do. And I typically insist upon that. He likes sitting in front of the TV with his plate when he can, but most of the time we're going to eat in the kitchen, especially dinner time at the table. Well, we did a Daniel fast last month with the church. And so we ate all of our meals together, every meal, breakfast, lunch, and dinner, because I had to be quite creative for this fast. And part of the fast included no animal products at all,
Mhm.
and no like white potatoes, no pasta. It was pretty astringent. And so I had to
Mhm.
be really creative. And so we ate all of our meals together, and we ate at more set times than we normally do, because by the time 5 o'clock, 5:30 came around, you were hungry if all you had was vegetables for lunch. So, so yeah. So one of the things that I found is that eating every meal together brought us closer. We talked a lot more than what we did before. We talked about the fast. We talked about the food. We even talked about the Bible verses. And every now and then I do little prayers. We talked about different things. So I really felt like it brought us closer together.
Mhm.
And I mean, like, who knew that would be one of the benefits? In addition to I lost a little weight, which is always good. So think about creating a new routine for you and
Mhm.
your partner, or you and your family, and you get to decide what that new routine is. If it's just you and you're making a home for yourself, you can still create a new routine for you. Maybe
Mhm.
you decide that you're going to start sitting out on your deck, or in your living room, or in some different space with a cup of tea or a cup of coffee, and just sitting and reading a book. Maybe you decide, I'm going to sit here and I'm going to read for 30 minutes or something like that.
Mhm.
Or you're going to start maybe the candles or the diffusers or something like that. But do something sweet for you in a space that you can enjoy. And maybe it's some kind of a routine for yourself. And then bonus tip number two is to invite people over. One of
Mhm.
the things that happens when you invite people over, you zip around the house, making sure that everything is nice and excited about, well, what you're going to serve and where they're going to sit and what you're going to do and all that kind of thing. So inviting people over is always a nice way to get excited. How do you feel when you're having people over?
Oh, I love it. I love it. It just charges me up. And, even those things that you do normally,
Mhm.
because someone outside of your home is coming, you're going to do it even better. And everything is polished, everything is in place, and you just feel so nice when they walk in the door, because you have put your best foot
Mhm.
forward. And especially when they say, "Wow, how
Yes.
nice. Oh, your house looks so pretty. Your house
Yes.
smells so good." They notice all the little details that you just kind of take for granted because you've
Mhm.
done them. But it is refreshing, and it's a mental thing, I think,
Yes.
of having people over, because of course, you're in my situation of where it's just you and your hubby, and
Mhm.
the same with us. And so it's nice to have maybe another couple come over. We do that a lot and play games.
Mhm.
And it was nice to get back to that after
Yeah.
we had been closed in for so long. And it's just refreshing to be able to see new viewpoints, hear new laughter, the works.
Yeah. Okay. And then bonus tip number 3, and I think this one is important. If you
Uh,
don't love something, get rid of it.
mm,
I think, Leona, sometimes we will hang on to things because they were gifts and we feel like we should keep them. And, or maybe they were a legacy or something left from someone else. And so you ended up with it at your home. But if you don't love it, get rid of it. And sometimes we have things that might even be toxic to us, things
mhm,
that have bad memories associated with them, but we keep
mhm,
them because maybe it was a gift or something.
mhm.
Get rid of it. You don't want
I
to hold on to toxic memories in your home, and you don't want to have things in your home that you don't love, use, and need. And it'll just make you feel so much better is if you don't love it, get rid of it.
absolutely, absolutely.
Yeah. And then another tip could be if you have things that don't work, get them fixed.
Either get them fixed or donate them.
Yeah. Yes, exactly. So let's see what's going on in the chat. Heather Smather, hello. So Blue Sky said, Brother Michelle says, when you invite someone over, it motivates you to clean. Yes, it definitely does. Blue Sky says she's not a big entertainer, but if she knows someone is coming, she'll definitely hurry up and clean. Joe said she does a quick tidy and clean before having people over. Heather says her house is never cleaner than when guests come. I get it. I am the same way. Now, Blue Skies, Heather is asking Blue Skies if you can add scent to a fake floral arrangement, said it would be a pretty air freshener.
Hmm,
Michelle, I'm wondering, Michelle, I'm thinking Michelle ought to have the answer to that because she likes to use different oils and things like that. But I
mhm.
you could. So, Michelle, at My Everyday Wife Life, if you could answer that question, I wonder, can you put some fragrance on some artificial flowers? I'll bet you I could spray these with something, but again, you don't want to damage the flowers though either. So I don't know. I'm thinking Michelle might know the answer to that though. Um, so La Fame says gratitude is key. Yes,
Mhm.
gratitude.
Absolutely.
She says as a young wife, she used to be neglectful a lot until they lost everything.
Mm,
Okay, let's see. What are we getting? Okay,
mhm.
so Sue says you can put a couple of drops of essential oil to a cotton ball and tuck it into the faux flower arrangement. So,
Oh,
yes,
okay.
you can put the oil on a cotton ball and
Mhm,
then I could like tuck it like down inside here and
mhm.
you'd be able to smell that, but it wouldn't affect the flowers. What a good
Okay.
idea. So La Fame says, and La Fame, you have to tell us your name. We like to call each other by name here.
Mhm.
She said she remembers praying to God and asking for another chance. At one point, she was asking for clothes to launder and for dishes to wash. After that experience, I started to become a true homemaker. I get it. And I certainly understand it. I've not been in a situation where I didn't have these things, but from time to time, I think about those people who don't. And it does make you reflect on things completely differently.
That's true.
Um, And then Melissa says she was struggling to get rid of stuff and doing that. And this just set her free. Yes, Melissa, Get rid of it. If it doesn't serve you now, if it has bad memories, if it's something you received as a gift, well, you accepted it and you've displayed it maybe once or twice, and now it's time for you to do it as you choose. Let it go and serve someone else. But the biggest thing, if it has if it's attached to some bad memories, get rid of it. Just get it out of your house, because those things just drag you down. You don't want that.
Another thing is to think it's also a mindset when you're releasing it, because of the fact that think about that you're blessing someone else with
Mhm.
whatever it is that you're donating or giving away. It's a
Yeah.
blessing to them because they didn't have it and now they do. And so you've been able to pass it on to someone else.
And you know what? Speaking of that, one of the things that, and I can't remember who said it, it was one of our viewers, one of my subscribers, and I was struggling with getting rid of some of those like little party plates, those little
Mhm,
luncheon sets that we all got
mhm.
when we
Oh,
got
yeah.
married. I have like 3 sets of those, at least 20 or 25 of those. At least I had them in the pantry, and I was
Mhm,
struggling with getting rid of those. And I had all these other little pretty plates because you know how I love dishes.
mhm,
And she said, you have to accept the fact that you are not the one doing all the entertaining today. You
mhm,
should pass that task on to the younger women in the family. And I was like, oh, I
mhm,
don't have to do that. I don't have to give the baby showers, and I don't have to do the Mother's Day teas and all of that. I'm in a
mhm.
position in my life now where the younger ladies in the family are doing those things. So I have a new sister-in-law. She's been a new sister-in-law for about 2 years, but she's still, we've only
Aw.
been married for 2 years.
Mhm,
I asked her would she like those luncheon plates, and she said yes. So I sent those to her, boxed
mhm,
them up. It was like I said, the plates with all the cups, and she does a
mhm.
lot of entertaining. And her and her husband do a lot of entertaining now. Like I said, she's much younger, and she's in that season of life where she's doing those things. And I felt so
Mhm.
good to be able to give her those plates. Now, my daughter, I've already given my own daughter a couple sets, and she didn't need more of those.
Right.
Other nieces that I have, they use a lot of paper products, but this
Mhm.
sister-in-law likes pretty plates. So it
Yeah,
just worked out perfectly. And I felt really good about giving those things to her.
absolutely.
Let's see. Oh, okay. Let's
Mm.
see. Oh, and then someone said you can put the oil under the seat in the car to help. Oh,
Oh,
and my son is calling. Let me just explain. Hello. Hey, honey, can I call you in about 10 minutes? I'm live on my show. Okay, I'll call you in 10 minutes. Bye. Someone that lives in Georgia, and he doesn't call often, and I'm like, oh. So okay, so there's that. So these were, did you hear him?
no.
He can be so silly sometimes. All right, so this was a great discussion. We got
Mhm,
through all my tips.
mhm,
And so let me invite you guys to check out my last video, which was my results after cleaning for 15 minutes. And then also,
mhm,
please check out my shorts. I've been working on some new shorts. I didn't get my short up
mhm.
today, but Miss Leona has been killing it with the shorts. So be sure to check out her shorts as well, and just subscribe. So be sure to do that. And
Mhm.
the other updates on Apron Diva is that some of our best-selling aprons are back in stock. And then, of course, my homemaking mentoring mastery class is up. And I think that's about it. So, yes. So, Leona, do you have any last words for
Yeah.
falling in love with your house again?
I can say to those of especially to those of you who are younger, that, when you're looking at it from a perspective of being the young homemaker, you're looking fresh. Think fresh, because you are acquiring those things that you're going to keep a lifetime in
Mhm.
most cases. And so you have to think of ways to be able to move things around and just refresh your mind and your eyes, because the eyes are important. It's what
Mhm.
you see that really impacts not just you but your family. So think about that. So as you're moving, say, those nice little tulips there from one room to the next room, the family's going to think, "Oh, is that new?" And you're going to laugh and say, "Guys, I've had it in the hallway for 2 months." But for them, they're going to think that, because it looks new. So just think about it when you
Mm.
purchase those kind of things. Purchase things that you can wash or clean and refresh and move them to another room.
Exactly,
This has
exactly.
been so much fun.
Leona, I want to thank you so much for jumping on with me tonight. I know I caught you at the last minute, and I
It's
thought, well, if
okay.
she's busy, she won't, and if she can join me, she will. But it's always nice when the two of us are on and able to talk about a similar topic. And our people love it when we're both on together. That is so funny. So I'll have to join you on your show again. That's always
Absolutely,
fun.
absolutely. But we're gonna be doing some spring cleaning, so we're gonna need all the help we can get. That's
Okay.
coming up.
All
So,
right.
we're gonna be spring cleaning. So, I have certainly enjoyed tonight, and certainly good night to all of you, and have a blessed week.
And I'll be sure and link Miss Leona's channel in the description box below so that you guys can check her out. If you are not a member of the Ebony, Ivy, and Time in the Kitchen family, you guys need to get on it because I tell you what, this woman can cook. Do you hear me? She cooks it up a storm. So if you need to learn how to cook, she is a good example to learn how to do that. And her shorts with her solving dinner mysteries is, well, they are amazing. So be sure to check them out as well. And y'all have a wonderful night. I'll see you later.
I know.
Good night.